guys, it's Barb with Inspire Me 360, and I'm actually at a property in Costa Rica that we are renovating to turn into a retreat center and eco lodge. So I kind of have a bit of mess and paintings around me, but I wanted to make a video today about creating your ultimate relationship and some of the things that you have to factor into the planning and the creation of that experience. And one of the things that I've noticed that so many people fall into, or the trap that they fall into, is, you know, you get into a relationship and then you get super comfortable, and essentially you stop pushing yourself and sort of feel like, you know, you've hit, I don't know, this stage of relaxation. And I actually think it's the complete opposite. I think when you finally kind of get into that destination, when you've hit that ultimate relationship, that's when you should be putting your best foot forward each and every day and be investing into yourself and investing into that person's experience. So if you think of it like, again, almost like, you know, a race where you are pacing yourself, especially if you're looking for a long-term relationship. I mean, if you're not looking for a long-term relationship, then this, you know, you can sure turn this video off right now, right? But if you are truly looking for that person that's going to spend the rest of their life with you, you have to almost chart out how you're going to make the experience for them and for yourself magical every stage of the game. And that's what keeps people together when they are creating this journey in unison, and they're doing it from a headspace of, again, each and every day, what you can bring to that other person's life experience. And I think this is what often goes so wrong in relationships, is a lot of individuals come at it from this perspective of, you know, what is that other person doing for me? You know, how is this serving me? How am I catered to? And I mean, definitely both parties have to be looking at how they can serve the other. But when you are coming from the experience or the analysis of the relationship experience from how is it serving me instead of how can I serve the other person, you're really, you know, setting yourself up for disaster. Because again, the universe is only going to reflect back to you what you're projecting and what your predominant thought patterning is. And if you're in a service to self mentality, what can I get from it? What can I gain from it? You know, how is this person benefiting me? Not that you don't have to, you know, you don't look at those things, but basically you're coming from a state of mind of really sucking all of the energy out of that other person. And really you should be giving. You should be finding ways to lift that other individual up each and every day, making their day special, making their experience magical. And when you can do this, what's going to happen if you're with the right person is that's going to be mirrored back to you, because as you lift that other person, they're going to be doing and mirroring back to you exactly what you're giving. And really, the more you give, the more you get. Now, of course, there's some caveats to this. If you are with an individual that is, you know, narcissistic and completely only ever thinking of themselves, then, you know, this formula won't work. And so again, that's why you have to have a little bit of discernment before you jump into a relationship with somebody. You have to really figure out who they are and learn them. You don't want to jump into something without really truly knowing an individual, about an individual, before you even go down the path of, having any kind of physical union with that individual. And it's so commonplace now that, again, the focal point is so much on the body and what the body can do and how the body looks, and all of that kind of tactile experience, that in many ways, by pushing that to the forefront, we've lost connection with soul, with the friendship element, the admiration element. I think that there's a lot to be said by taking a step back, observing somebody for a good period of time, and making sure that you really admire them in all aspects of life. What does that individual look like when you travel with them? What does that individual look like when you go out in public with them? How do they treat you if you are, in a room full of attractive people? Do they put you first, or do they walk away and, make you feel like you're not important? What are they like when they're under a lot of stress? What happens when, money is tight? Observe the individual in, all of their different environments from the standpoint of merely being a friend, before you jump into something that's supposed to be something that is potentially, the rest of your life. I mean, it's a big decision. And I think, there's so many individuals that, again, they just look at the superficial aspects. Okay, this man or this woman is highly attractive, or they have a lot of money, and that's what I've got to check off my list. But the thing about it is that, yes, you don't want to have an individual that you're creating a partnership with that, is lazy and doesn't want to work, or is, an individual that doesn't take care of themselves. So, they're not funneling their energy into health and wellness. I mean, you do want to look at those things, and there are certain things that are, a benchmark of that. If somebody is a healthy person, they're probably going to have a good physique, and they're probably going to look healthy, have healthy skin, those kind of things. If they are a hardworking person, if they are hopefully ethical, right, they're going to have a job, and, those are benchmarks of some possibly good characteristics that you may want to invest with somebody in. But it's much more than that. You have to make sure that, again, that you vibe with the individual that you're looking to create a lifelong partnership with, and not just in a lustful way or a superficial way. You have to understand that there is, most of what happens in life isn't going to be this Disneyland kind of experience. Now, you can make it that way. You can make things fun. I'm a super, big advocate of, no matter what you do, you make it fun. If you're cleaning the toilets, if you are, scrubbing the deck, painting the walls, you can always make those experiences fun. Even if you have missed your flight or whatever it is. But not every individual thinks like that. And there's going to be times when, people don't handle stress well, or there are people that haven't invested in their own calmness or their own self-regulation. And that's often what you find if you rush into a relationship, is that, you may like the external factors or the wrapping of that person. They have a nice car, they have a nice job, they look good. But then when you get down to the experience of being with them, they haven't done that work to really cultivate character. And a character as well that is in line with your character. It's so important that you seek out alignment, that you seek out an energy that is similar to your own. I mean, I know they do say opposites attract, which there has to be something, again, that pulls you in. But oftentimes I feel that the opposites that you attract tend to be more so karmic partners that will teach you lessons, that will help to progress your growth, but sometimes these are the tough love lessons. And when you're going for that kind of long haul, that finding your person, you really need to find a person that likes the things that you like, that, you know, is similar in nature to you. So what are some of the factors that you can look for? You know, are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? You know, if an introvert is dating an extrovert, it's going to be pretty difficult because, again, the introvert needs a lot of alone time to recharge. The extrovert needs to go out and about and, you know, be around people all the time. Those are two very different energetic styles, and over time they will wear each other out. Just, you know, even the activities that, you know, that you do, or your sleeping patterns, you know, if you have somebody that likes to go to bed early and likes to get up early, and then you end up dating somebody that is a really, you know, a night owl, over time, if, you know, those opposite traits are going to detract from you keeping your energy and your vibration really high, because whatever is authentic to you, those needs that you have as a human being and a soul, they are your individual need. So you need to factor those things into the equation. I'm gonna cut this video short. You're probably hearing the contractors in the background. I have to get back to clean up and all of those fun things with putting a new project together. But I will continue this video because I think it is something that, you know, if you do the analysis before you take some of these, you know, steps forward into your relationship choices, you actually, you know, you'll actually magnetize towards you what is a perfect fit. But it takes time, and it takes patience, and it takes the ability to step back and observe for probably a good amount of time before you actually pull the trigger or make a decision about taking things to the next level. And this is something in modern times that often people do not do. So again, signing off on this video. I will make this particular discussion to be continued, but the contractors are hammering on the walls and it's just a bit too loud.